Hello, I just want to alert you about this coming Sunday and the sermon we'll have. I will be working with the theme of suffering, more specifically, suffering in terms of the way Christians experience it. Of course, the suffering of Christ is perhaps the major theme about suffering in the New Testament. But I'd like to look more directly at suffering as Christians go through it. You know, the word can mean at least two things. It can mean enduring something, bearing with something, something like that. And of course, it can also mean, pain, the agony of an experience that involves that kind of hurt or harm. So we'll be looking at that latter. What I've found interesting is that suffering, of course, is a very complicated notion, but the way in which the New Testament looks at it, on the one hand, you have Paul saying that he boasts of his suffering or that he rejoices in his suffering. How in the world do we understand that? That's a good example. Or what kind of suffering is really legitimate or something that Christians perhaps should anticipate? Those kinds of questions. Anyhow, that's what we'll be looking at. Preaching is always preaching the gospel, so it's supposed to be good news. So my challenge is to look at suffering as honestly as I can in terms of the New Testament, and then to see what kind of good news we find there. So I look forward to the challenge, and I hope you'll join us either in person or online. Thanks.